All right, guys, so I'm not going to take the tarp out and build you guys a shelter like I explained. You could build however you want. If you have a tent, but my rab tarp, I would probably go over to this tree and make a slanted A-frame and close it on one side and lower it on one side and then have the fire in the front. You could build a closed A-frame. You could build so many different shelters with a rab tarp. I highly recommend you look up rab and look up the Sill Tarp 1. But I had this laid out because I want to show you guys some things. So depending on what time you are going to bed down, whether you're doing this for recreation, whether you're doing it as a military operation, exercise, what have you, it's nice to allow your bag, because they are insulation, to have time for the fibers to settle. So what you want to do is you want to lay your bag out and you want to shake your bag and you want to get all the insulation. You want it to be able to move around evenly through the bag. It's bad for them to be compressed in their compression sacks for too long. So I like to give myself at least an hour, hour and a half before time to bed down, especially when I'm out here on my own accord, to allow my bag to settle. Not only that, a little trick I like to do is I like to take these hand warmers, and I'll take hand warmers. Sometimes I'll do it, depends on how many I bring. 4 minimum for me, and I place them throughout the bag because they do get hot. You can wrap them, you can put them in a sock or just like in a glove and put them in the bag, but I let them just lay out. They've never burnt me. And they'll keep your bag literally like 10 degrees warmer than it would be without them. Or you can do the method that a lot of people know, boil water and put it in an Nalgene and put the Nalgenes in the bottom of your sleeping bag to keep your feet warm. Or another thing you can do all these in conjunction as well, depending on how cold of a sleeper or how hot of a sleeper you are. These are booties. These are down insulation as well. And they are the same as the bag. You should take them out. So if I was to take them out, I'll show you what they look like real fast. This is just one of them. And it's literally a booty. And you want to let them, this is Outdoor Vitals booties. You want to allow them to have time for the insulation to settle. So shake them out. And then the placement of your air mat, I highly recommend having a very good ISO mat. This one I've used in some pretty cold conditions. When you're out here in this kind of cold, depending on how cold of a sleep you are, it's nice to have a mat that is an air mat, and you can use multiple mats in conjunction, but a lot of people like air pads. I prefer these kind of ISO mats, but I've also roughed it, being infantry, I've also roughed it in a lot of very cold environments, and I'm a pretty hot sleeper, so just hand warmers alone with a proper shelter and a nice bag. This, like you guys know, this is Corinthia Defense 6. Nicest sleeping bag I've ever had. I've used it in extremely cold weather. I'm going to be using it again this winter. It's an Arctic bag, guys. But this is what I like to do. These hand warmers, this is the best trick. Hand warmers and boiled water and Nalgene.